This is a classic question. Why, if there's, it's related to the theodicy question, which is, if there is a God, then why did he create evil to begin with, potential evil to begin with? And there's a whole, almost infinite universe of discussion and books about that. In the metaphysics I propose, which is, and this component of my metaphysics is not original, that everything is twin. Good and evil is twin, light and dark is twin, male and female is twin. That initially, quest potential, a divided zero, whatever zero is, into pluses and minuses, good and evil, and therefore infinite divine, and this is consonant with classic Jewish philosophy, had to allow the creation of both. In order to create good, had to also allow creation of evil. But again, it's a whole almost infinite discussion, in and of valid infinite discussion.
Well, is evil the creation?
You can have a discussion about that also. Where's the absence of good? These are all fair game philosophical issues. But all those issues and discussions sort of precede me. They precede this book. This book is built on top of those issues.
Okay, I want to deal with that. Theology did not start today. Theodicy did not start today. We have a long history with this. And philosophers used their brain power and used the philosophical insights they had, or whatever information they had, to try to deal with this issue. Frequently, Maimonides is quoted with this, St. Thomas Aquinas is quoted with this, etc. And correctly, you deal with these issues. Is Maimonides perfect? Did he have all the answers? And there's a negative there. Did not have all the answers. Aquinas didn't have all the answers. They all have pieces. Pieces, one piece, another piece, another piece, another piece. But the total theology, or the total theodicy, is not there. And theodicy is a question. Philosophy is a question. The nature of God is a question. And our whole world is dealing with it, or not dealing with it, or can't deal with it, or is ignoring it or putting it on the back burner. And so I think we have to come back to what you did, build on what everybody else said, what everybody else put on the table, and see whether we can come up for our generation, which is not 5,000 years from now or not 5,000 years ago, but for our generation, is there a total theodicy that we can deal with? Can we make peace with all the good that's in the world and with all the evil that's in the world? And where do we put God in there, and where do I fit in there? And is there a message that we can convey to the human being on the street?
Exactly. And that's very good. That would be a very good introduction to this whole symposium. Right?
That's correct. That puts the cards on the table.
Right. That lays it out. And it's a big undertaking to propose an overarching metaphysics. And I'm the first to agree with Rabbi Tokayer that all the other players today that we're aware of have pieces missing in the tapestry, key pieces missing. And from my perspective, and I'm sure from your perspective, you can't say you have 3/4 of pieces, but I'm not quite...
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Either you have it all or you have nothing.
Right.
That's correct.
And this is consonant with Jewish thought and Talmudic thought. And you
have to be total and consistent.
Right. And it must be internally, it must hold together internally. And it must be what I would call internally elegant. Now, it might be right, it might be wrong.
And fit into an appropriate hermeneutic.
Right. But it might be right, it might be wrong, but at least it's internally elegant and hangs together and covers all the bases. What are some of the bases? If there is a God, why is there evil? If there's a God, where did God come from? If there's not a God, where did everything come from? Where did the cosmos come from? Where is the cosmos headed? What is the purpose of man? These are some of the key core issues. I call them the issues that 6-year-olds ask but never get answered. And which metaphysics alleges to answer, but generally it does a shuffle. It does a semantic shuffle around the difficult issues. And Summa alleges that it provides an overarching metaphysics, which simultaneously deals with all these issues.
In an understandable manner.
Right. In a relatively understandable manner, in a graspable manner.
That's correct.
And we're here to discuss the graspable aspect of it. Is it nonsense, or is it graspable and real? That's the basic divide here. Is quest potential a nonsensical semantic construct, or is it a valid construct which cracks the cosmic code? It's hard to say that it's somewhere in the middle. It's sort of one or the other. And that's what we're here to discuss.
There is no middle.
There is no middle. That's correct. There is no
You're
middle.
either in or you're out.
Right. And that goes for both metaphysics and it goes for this metaphysics. And so perhaps we might say, what are some elements of this metaphysics that are intriguing to you? Because it's hard to teach on the whole 2-volume series. What aspects of it are intriguing to you, or what aspects of it that you find vulnerable? Either one, would seem to me either intriguing or vulnerable, worthy of discussion with this panel, and either is fine. Either is fine. We're not shy.
Let me throw you a little curve.
Right.
In addition, I think you have to add the concept of time. That it doesn't have to be solved within the next 5 minutes. And maybe time, it could be a century or so, will make things clearer. And given time, it could either prove it or disprove it.